Guess what, motherfuckers? Black Phil here. I'm in the front seat this time, not the back seat. Guess what again, motherfuckers? Coming from the back seat. You wanna know why? Just got caught street racing Charlie Murphy. Well, we can get it back from the impound, but you gotta go to Ellis Nasty merch store. And the first link down in the description, get you some merch. It's double entry day yet again. I don't know what else to say.
2 days left.
2 days left till the giveaway ends.
All right, y'all, you guys heard it there from Phil. We got 2 days left in the giveaway. It's double entries, so go to lsnasty.com to get entered to win. I still got the Charlie Murphy shirt up and the hat up. We got a bunch of stuff. We got hoodies, and if I have anything left over, so if I have any of the older styles shirts, they'll be in past collections, or I think I have some of those American flag hoodies, which you guys really liked. I think I only got like a handful left, so get them before they're gone. Everything on the store is double entry right now, so go and get your entries and get your last final chances to win Charlie Murphy, that badass 5-second street car, which yeah, I mean, you got to get your entries to win it, because if you're not entered, you can't win. Today we are talking about the Caprice. This is gonna be my new daily once I get this thing all fired up here, and it needs a little bit of love before we get it wrapped. Brandon, are we wrapping it?
Yeah, my buddy's coming with the swath, so you can pick a color, and then we're gonna wrap it.
I love how he said so casually that we're just gonna wrap. Like, yeah, we're gonna wrap it. Like, I've never wrapped anything.
Me neither, but fuck it, we're gonna figure it out.
All right, that works. So we're gonna wrap it. I think I got a color in mind, so we gotta get all that figured out. But before we wrap it, I gotta get, there's like a couple big dents here. I gotta pull this out, and I think it's really, other than that, the body's pretty straight. There's like, looks like someone here. Yeah, someone probably got their head bashed in right there, you know, who knows. I did dent the trunk a little bit, pulling the Chevrolet emblem off of it, and I did knock a little paint off right there, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. I want like a solid 10-footer or something I could daily drive, and I think that that'll be good. So what I want to talk to you guys in today's video is what we're doing with the build. I've talked about it before. I want to do an NA build, and we're sticking right with that. I got a bunch of parts back here for a DOD Delete. I got an intake on the way. I got new wheels and tires for it, so I got a bunch of shit for it, and it's time to put it all together. So the plan is, it is a 6-liter aluminum block with square port LS3 heads, so we're going to leave the heads on there, and no aftermarket heads, nothing like that. The plan is we're going to do a DOD Delete, which is what all this stuff is, so I'll talk to you guys what we got here right now. First off, we got a valley cover, which is very important for the DOD Delete, because we are blocking off that DOD AFM stuff. And for those of you guys that don't know, whenever we say the DOD or AFM stuff, that is the active fuel management or displacement on demand. That is when it drops down to 4 cylinders while you're driving. The GM stuff, the 6 liters, the 5.3s, a lot of the trucks, a lot of the SUVs, they're really good engines, but that is the one thing they're known to have failures for. They're known to have a lifter failure because some of them are set up to pump up and then allow it to have the ability to go to 4 cylinders. So we're going to alleviate that. We're going to put aftermarket camshaft in there per TKM. Kevin Mullins and TKM Performance is coming out with a brand new all-motor camshaft for a lot of you guys, whether you got 5th-gen Camaros, whether you got just all-motor LS swap projects, whether you got a Corvette, GTO, a truck. It's got a really badass all-motor camshaft that is, you know, maximize performance, naturally aspirated. So let me slide in here in the back seat. So we got head gaskets, we got head studs. Wow, Logan just, it's a cop car, so Logan just locked me in here. All right, so now that we're in here, we'll just talk about what we got going on. When you do the DOD Delete, so if you guys have an SUV, if you got a truck that has the DOD stuff, look up your year model, make sure what it is. If you got a 5th-gen Camaro, it's an automatic, it will have the DOD AFM stuff, and you guys will know it'll drop down to 4 cylinders. It's a pain in the ass. You could tune it out, but mechanically it's still there, and you could still have a lifter failure. So when you have that, its engine's still perfectly fine. When you go to delete it mechanically, you have to pull the heads off, swap lifters, swap camshaft, and then you have to block off where the oil passage is in the block, which is what this valley cover is for. And I appreciate you letting me out. I didn't mind. It's comfy back here. It's good.
You ready to go for a ride?
Not yet.
Right across the road in the parking lot?
No, not yet. We don't talk about that. All right, so pull the heads off. So first thing you need is a set of head bolts. So we got a set of head bolts. We're going to put a new oil pump on there. We got a new cam gear. We got a new timing chain is somewhere in here. There's a new timing chain. We got a new cam bolt, water pump gaskets. We got new lifter trays, new lifters, oil pump, And then I have a LS3 front cover, so you convert it over from the big front cover that's got that. You have to replace the cam gear because the other one's got this massive cam gear that's got that VVT stuff on there, and it's a variable valve timing. And you remove it and just put this simple, nice little piece here that has the 3-bolt, which matches up to the camshaft. So you put this on there. It's a 4-pole cam gear. So you run an LS3 front cover, and everything is good to go there. You got your multi-layer head gaskets. Slap everything back together. Make sure the head surface is flat and everything. And you're pretty good to go there. So that's the plan with this as far as engine-wise. So it's going to be a T-Cam Performance, all-motor camshaft. Push rods and valve springs from them as well, so they have a whole cam kit where you can get all 3 things. And then we're going to do the Dod Delete, which is mainly GM parts. We got ARP head bolts, not studs, head bolts, and a Melling oil pump, LS3 front cover, LS3 valley cover, and GM LS7 lifters. And that is pretty much the bulk of the Dod Delete, so we'll be good to go there. No more worried about dropping a lifter, have a lifter not pump up or anything like that. So we'll be good to go. Replaced with all GM parts, so can't really complain with that stuff. So what we're left to do with there is just the other bolt-on stuff. I got a set of lowering springs to lower the car. You guys saw I got the 5th gen Camaro wheels, which I have other tires on order for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock the tire off the rim. I'm going to get the wheels powder coated. I'll put the new smaller tires on the wheel, so we'll have a little bit better look. It's still a stock style wheel, but I think I'm gonna get powder coated like a root beer color. Not like a straight up black, but a dark, like, I think like root beer. I think if they can get something in the powder coat place that's very close to like a root beer-ish color, I think it'll look really good. So we'll get the car sitting down. I got some H&R lowering springs, which I think will ride really good and get the car sitting real nice and low. I got a fender roller on the way, so I can roll fenders on this thing. And then I got a Vararam Intake. So for those of you guys that do a lot of the NA stuff, you'll know the Vararam stuff is more of like a direct feed. There, look at this front bumper on that thing. Look at that front bumper, dude. That front bumper is badass. The Vararam Intake is very popular for a lot of the NA stuff. It's like a front feed opposed to like a true cold air off the side, so we'll get that on there. And then my last thing that I need to purchase is a set of headers. So I don't really buy headers because I do a lot of turbo stuff. So for me personally, I look at the headers and I'm like, dude, $300 set of Flotex forward facing headers, do crossover turbo kit, pow, you got a badass, like you don't need to worry about buying long tubes. So now I need to buy a set of long tube headers, mid-pipe. I'm gonna hook it up to the factory mufflers or like a MagnaFlow style muffler, and I'll have, you know, 3-inch exhaust all the way back. When you do a camshaft, it is very important that you do put headers on there. If you leave the stock manifolds on there, it's super restrictive and it doesn't really do a good job. So I recommend, if anyone is interested in, you know, getting any of the camshafts from TCam, I know you can run like the Lamb Cam NA if you plan to put a turbo on it later, but this new all motor camshaft, you get that on there, you're planning on staying naturally aspirated, go and get yourself a set of long tube headers, whether it's Cook, Stainless Work, American Racing headers. The better brands seem to install a whole lot better. They go on without having to beat them and dent them and bang them all up. So I definitely recommend doing that. I plan on running mine with no cat, so it'd be like an off-road mid-pipe, because with my county that I'm in, we don't have emissions or anything like that, so I can get away with that. And then just run it out the back. So all said and done, looking to make, you know, if anything over 400 horsepower, I'd be happy with. Set up with a flex fuel sensor, and I got a Yank 3800 billet triple disc converter, so it's like a badass converter. Matt, everyone knows Matt, he actually had one, so he gave me one on a smoking deal. So from front to back, it should be a pretty good setup. A lot of times when you're on these automatic stuffs, when you do put a big cam in there, you do need to put a torque converter in there. So Yanker, Circle D, they make really the best. Circle D makes a badass torque converter, especially if you plan on going out there and racing and locking it up and doing all that stuff. So that's pretty much a rundown of what we got going on here. Keeping it pretty simple, the bolt-on stuff. We are working with a shop called Blaze Knight Performance out of Durham, North Carolina. Chris and Dusty there they specialize in really like the late model GM, but I'd say more specifically the four-door stuff. A lot of CTSVs, a lot of G8s, a lot of Caprices, a lot of Chevrolet SS. I mean, they're good. They know what they're doing. They have proven packages that work. So if you guys need any work or any parts information on some of these four-door builds, you can hit up those guys at Blaze Knight Performance. You can just search them on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description below to their Facebook as well. So Blaze Knight Performance can be doing all the work. So I'm going to get all the parts waiting on the intake, the converter to ship, and I got to buy a set of headers still. Those are the last 3 things. Once I get that, we'll load everything up and we'll send it down to the guys at Blazing High Performance, and I think they're going to put this thing together. They're going to handle all the tuning as well, so when I get it back from them, put the key in there, start it up, drive it around, have a flex fuel sensor on there, run it on 93 or E85. It's going to be a pretty nice combo. So I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it too. I've never had really like a daily driver that was cool, that, you know, you could still drive around all my stuff. I just daily drive a car with 400 in it, and you couldn't really go too far. So this is going to be a real deal street car. You can drive it state to state. You can drive from Pennsylvania to Florida, and it's going to sound good. So I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it as well. If you guys need any information or any questions, if you guys have a car similar to this or an engine similar to this, whether it's a 5.3 truck, whether it's a C6 Corvette, if you're running any LS based motor, comment down below. Let me know about what your setup is, what you guys are running, camshaft, push rod, valve springs, all that stuff wise. I like to have a little conversation down below and pick your guys' brains, see what you guys are running. Maybe it might change what I'm running. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, comment, subscribe. Remember, we got a couple days, 2 days left in the giveaway, and someone's taking home Charlie Murphy. So we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.
If you understand, you know.